Like, no one gives a fuck about postpartum moms and postpartum psychosis, postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety. No one gives a fuck unless you're dead or you killed someone. I will die on this hill about postpartum depression, psychosis, anxiety. I will die on this hill about mental health. Everyone wants women to have children, but no one wants to be there when they need help mentally and physically and emotionally and spiritually. So, trigger warning, they failed her. Because from her story versus other women that are in postpartum, they're not much different. The only difference is the other woman probably didn't go into a psychosis. As far as me, I could have been her. Because my postpartum depression with my first was so severe that I told my man, I looked at him and said, I either quit my job or I kill myself. Ball's in your court. And he was like, what the fuck? How did we get here? Because I showed no signs. Like, yes, I had signs of distress because I wasn't sleeping. My son slept maybe an hour a night and not in a row. So when normally you're on post or maternity leave, you sleep when the baby sleeps. But I couldn't do that because I had to go back to work. This is why I will die on this hill. Mom should not have to go back to work until after a year if they fucking want to. Because how is society, you want us to give birth, have kids, but yet you shame us for staying home. You shame us for working. You shame us for everything we do. You shame us for not having or wanting kids. So what is the truth? Because at this point, everyone failed Lindsey and her children. Her husband included. Because I didn't even know how bad my postpartum was until I came out of it. Until I said those words to my man, I was like, holy fuck, I didn't even know I felt this way. Like I said, no sleep is a war tactic. Like, sleep deprivation is a way to torture you in war. And it fucking works. I was tortured. I don't remember basically 9 months of my son's life. After I started having to work, after he was 3 months old, I don't remember the next 9 months. Because the only reason I remember is because I have videos and photos of us doing family stuff. But I don't remember shit because I was so deep in postpartum. And I was so scared to get help or to get on medication because I didn't want them to take my kids away. Now, baby, Prozac, hit me with the Prozac, baby. I started taking Prozac with my second or my third, and then I continue to stay on it because ain't no way I'm gonna be that down bad, okay? Ever again. But the thing is, no one gives a fuck about mothers unless they died because of postpartum or unless they killed their kids. Like, no one gives a fuck about postpartum moms and postpartum psychosis, postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety. No one gives a fuck unless you're dead or you killed someone. Because at work, they'll be like, that's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. I'm literally telling you that I'm unwell. My kid isn't sleeping. There's other things going on. Like, to expect a mother 3 months after having a fucking baby to go back to work and be the same person they were pre-baby or pre-pregnancy or whatever the fuck is actually insanity. So while I'm being verbally abused at 8 a.m., after not sleeping all day for months, I went back in January. I did this for 6 fucking months. It took 6 fucking months for me to try to catch up on sleep on the weekends, for me to not be able to sleep. My man basically, I don't even remember seeing my man. We lived together and everything. The rest of the 9 months that after I went to work, because on the weekends, I slept. He took care of the baby. I slept because I had to work during the week because I made more money. It made no sense for him to go to work and make less money at the time than it is for him to stay home because we didn't get approved of childcare. So there was one day he came in. I deadass looked at him. They were trying to send me back in office. And I told them, if you send me back in office, that's not going to work for our family. Like, I will quit. And they thought I was joking. No, I was not joking. Deadass. They were like, you have to go back in office. I quit. But before that, I looked at my man. I said, and this may be hard to hear, but like, I deadass looked at him and said, I'm going to kill myself or I quit my job. And he was like, well, obviously quit your job, bitch. Well, he didn't say bitch, but he was like, obviously quit your job. Like, do it right now. Quit right now. I didn't know I felt that way. Had no idea. Had no idea I felt that way until I just broke. And there's no difference between me and Lindsey, except I didn't go to psychosis. But there is literally no different because I could have. I could have went there. I could have went there and actually hurt myself. And the thing is, people, moms, whatever, they're like, oh my God. And I'm one of them. Before I became a fucking mother, I would be like, why the fuck could they hurt their kids? How the fuck could they just have a baby and then kill themselves? I fucking get it. I fucking get it. And y'all fuck ass people talking about, oh my God, she's a horrible mom. No, she's not. She tried repeatedly to get help. And all they fucking did was give her pills. They didn't try anything else. And if her husband was so fucking concerned that she was a risk to her children, why did you leave your children with her? If she is openly saying the hard shit that no one wants to say, but I'll say it, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I will die on this hill about postpartum depression, psychosis, anxiety. I will die on this hill about mental health. And she had 3 small kids back to back like me. I've survived postpartum depression 3 times. Who's to say it wouldn't be me? No matter how much you love your fucking kids, it's a mental illness. Something snaps in here. Someone is in your head telling you shit. I've never had psychosis, but I've had depression, postpartum depression. I've had postpartum anxiety. All I'm saying is, if he was really concerned that she would hurt them kids, he would have done more. He would have took her to the hospital more. He would have done more as a husband, as a father. We just expect moms to go through a traumatic experience, giving birth, or a C-section. That's also giving birth, obviously, but you know. Then they're expected to breastfeed for so long. That takes mental energy. That takes everything out of you. Then you're expected to run a household. Then you're expected to go back to work. Then you're expected to do X, Y, and Z. Then you're expected to be a fucking beautiful, like, oh my God, I'm back to normal. Like, I just had a baby, but like, I'm still myself. No. Like, it doesn't make sense. Y'all expect women to do all these things, but then you don't help those women mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all the things. Y'all sit on the internet and bag women. And you know what? I have proof of that. Because I posted a video and y'all motherfuckers in the comments are talking about, oh, shut the fuck up. You, your mom, your aunt, your sister is no different than Lindsey. The only thing is that the system failed her, even though she tried to get help. Repeatedly tried to get help. But the system failed her and her kids. Y'all will scream that you will help mothers or that you understand postpartum mental health, but then you do exactly the opposite to be able to help the person struggling. You blame her. You blame her for everything when maybe she has no one to help. I had all the help. I have a great support system, and I still told my man I was going to kill myself. So just imagine those who don't have help, who don't have support systems, and how they feel. So the next time you shit on a mom for having postpartum depression or anxiety or psychosis, shut the fuck up.